What's up?
What's up? What's up? Wow. What's your name, my dude?
My name is Minkser.
Nice, nice. Where are you from?
Las Vegas.
Nice. Born and raised?
Yeah.
Cool.
Born and raised here.
Nice. How'd you come up with the name?
It was given to me, actually.
That's kind of cool. Inherited?
Yeah, well, I was sitting around with my buddy figuring out a name, and I was coming up with dumb, long names, and one of the big dogs was like, you should write Minks. And I was like, oh, shit. I started practicing that, and it stuck, yeah.
That's cool.
Stuck.
What's your favorite, I've seen you do, what's behind you and stuff like that, but do you, usually just lettering, or what's your favorite kind of thing you're into?
It started out lettering, and then as the years gone by, I got better at characters and landscape and whatever. And I never really translated that with spray paint. So with all this opportunity we got here, it's easy to venture out now. So I'm kind of getting in touch with all this stuff.
So with that,
Letters,
you're
yeah.
talking about Graffiti Park with those opportunities?
Yeah.
Nice. No, yeah. We've had a couple people say Graffiti Park has pushed them out of their boundaries, but it's not in ways that they're uncomfortable. It's in ways that they felt like they could grow.
Yeah. I mean, especially with the themes and stuff. I kind of, my first impression was, oh, come do whatever you want. And then he was like, yeah, well, the theme of this one is underwater and stuff like that. So it was a good challenge. For
Cool.
Sure, yeah.
I've seen you at some of the schools. I've seen you at some projects. Is there any ones that are your favorite, were more difficult than another one?
My very first one and the first two I did for Graffiti Park was my favorites, because I was like, I didn't know what to expect when coming here, so I was trying to do my best, Not saying that I'm not still doing that, but I'm trying stuff now. So I did my best on what I could do,
And now you're stepping out of your comfort zone?
Yeah, so it's I'm loving it, but I feel like those were my best ones, for sure my best.
Is it nice having more, opportunities to different colors, or sometimes, they don't have the colors, so you have to come up with something on the spot? Is that sometimes frustrating, or does that create creativity?
No, that definitely it's a workout for sure. Doing different workouts is gonna help you grow, and it's a good challenge for sure. But it is a challenge. I'm not even used to colors. You could see how, it's blue. The whole fucking thing is just blue, right? So,
Yeah.
That's what I like. But with certain things that I've done, it's oh yeah, we're gonna throw a bunch of color in this, and came out better than I ever knew, because I just never gave it the chance. When you're out there doing graffiti, and you got limited paint and all that stuff, so you just pick. I would always pick what I was used to, right? So never stepped out of that comfort zone either.
So talking about that, what kind of caps and stuff, cans, or what's your favorite companies, things you like to use when you go bombing?
Bombing, I always use Rustos.
Okay.
I got into graffiti right when Krylon was starting to be whack, I guess. They changed up all the way it sprays and everything. So Rustos were the first, and I took 94s to do a street thing one time. That was high heat, and it was so dumb because they spray so slow, you know what I mean? You're out you want a Rusto that's just gonna, or some high pressure shit that's gonna.
No, 94 is slow. You got to make sure that's time.
Yeah, you go fast with it, and then it's a whole misty.
It's weird. The colors don't match if you go too quick. I like 94, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, for bombing and shit like that, I think Rustos are the best, because you can get the message across. Cool thing about graffiti out there is they're seeing it from far away, so you don't have to be so technical. I'm doing my best here, getting all those little tiny things, because you're right in front of it. But from 30 yards away or whatever, those imperfections, you only see it for a couple seconds anyways, so.
I've heard some people say just go big with it, just because it's all about like, you need to see it. Like, you want to be able to see that shit. So, like, with the bombing, it's like, just go with it.
Yeah.
I've heard of that, you know?
Yeah.
What, growing up in Vegas, what made you want to start getting into art? Or was that something you always just felt was inside of you?
It was a lot of stuff, bro. Like, I grew up with a lot of B-boys.
Okay.
Like, my neighbors, they had this crew called Homegrown.
Okay.
And they were just dope ass B-boys, and we got a bunch of graffiti writers that would go through there too, because it's all hand in hand, right? Like breakdancing and graffiti and stuff.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like,
I always knew graffiti was gonna be something I could do, because the breakdancing was a little too hard, right? Like, I kind of realized real quick that I wasn't gonna be nothing of a B-boy, but I was like, fuck, dude, that's the same thing, right? Like doing some graffiti, like it adds
It's a
value to the
lifestyle.
culture, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my thing from a real young age. I didn't start until about like 6th grade, but I was like breakdancing with those guys and seeing it since I was like 7 or so, you know, like real young elementary.
do you know when the first time you started getting into graffiti? Like, thinking about like watching documentaries or like getting into actually drawing a name or coming up with the name or something like that? What age was that around?
6th grade, I was probably like 12 or so.
Okay.
The first time I actually went out, my buddy Meanie, he was my partner. You know what I mean? Like he took me out on the first go see what it's like out there. You know what I mean? Like I've always done it in books, and he was the first person to go. Well, let's go paint. So we ended up finding out how bad we were. It's a lot different with a spray can in your hand, you know?
Oh yeah, versus a pen.
Yeah.
So different.
So different.
Was it, are you from Vegas, or are you from in Vegas?
Downtown district, I guess it's right out like east side and north town. Like it's right in that little pocket.
So you saw more like actual stuff up on the walls and shit when you were growing up?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Henderson, so they don't really have too much graffiti out on the walls. It wasn't until I grew up that I moved to Vegas and I started seeing it. It's not like I took one trip to California, and California is just, it's everywhere. There's no control on it. It's nuts. But is that, have you traveled and done anything like you're like proud of or like you wanted to do, or is there something that you've been wanting to do?
Well, traveling wise, not exactly. Like I lived in Hawaii for a bit and I painted there. And
what was the culture like there? Different than here?
Oh, way different. I knew like one guy that sold paint there, and that's all I knew him for. Is I bought the paint off of him, but I didn't know any graffiti artists out there. And I painted one spot there that they buffed it right away. Like I couldn't even get pictures.
Oh, damn.
Good pictures, anyways.
Yeah.
But so yeah, like it was dumb. Like it was dumb of me to not realize that that's not really a place that you want to go bomb like that. You know what I mean? Like there's spots out there for sure. Like I saw this fool IROC. He does the birds and stuff.
Okay.
He's got some spots out there that are still there. My sister was just telling me like, you know, those birds are still over there. I'm like, oh shit, like that's cool. But it's just where you put it, you know.
Smart placement.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, exactly. There's places you don't want to put graffiti, and I had to learn that the hard way, you know.
Yeah, I've definitely, I stick to tunnels a lot. I don't really do too much on the things, but I like to do like little tucked away tunnels, something that like you're not expecting it, but when you go through, you're like, oh, what? Okay, that's cool. What's like your favorite spot in Vegas to do graffiti? Is it downtown? Like I know there's a lot of graffiti downtown. It's been getting bigger.
Yeah, I try not to go downtown too much. I like right outside of town spots, you know.
Okay.
In the desert.
Yeah, bro.
Just on the highways, you know, and that's fun, you know, because you're not all worried about who's coming up, and you know you could see for miles who's around you, and no one's worried about you. You know what I mean? So
There was one spot I started seeing get hella bombed. It was right over by the old Fries, but they buffed it all. Like it was getting bombed for like 4 months. It was new shit every day, and then they just buffed it. I was like, nah, man.
Yeah.
So
That's the hard part of graffiti right there, man. Is like just your shit gets buffed and you start losing hope in it. You know what I mean? Like some of the spots you catch is just like they get buffed before you even get a picture, and that is like some disheartening shit right there.
is that so? Is that one reason like working for Graffiti Park is kind of nice because like you're covering art sometimes that you know that's been there for 20 years. So you're in a sense maybe your art's going to be there 20 years.
Yeah. I love it. Like Graffiti Park is just it's a place to grow, man. That's it. Like as an artist, you know, because there's not a lot of opportunity for growing up. Like you know, I'm lying right now, but for someone like me who I only bring limited paint and stuff, I don't ever what's it called? I don't ever like go out of my comfort zone when I'm out there. You know, like now I will. Like I do. Like I've been out, not too recent, but I did some different stuff, which is cool. Like that's why I like Graffiti Park because I've been doing it now, so I know I can do it. So when I'm out there, it's like less of a. I've done it before, so I'm like, all right, it's gonna take this much paint, this process, because you know you can waste a lot of paint by not knowing
What to do?
the layers. You know what I mean? But by not knowing what you should do first.
The other artists pushed you or gave you you know ideas that you didn't have before that have showed you new ways that you could tackle a project or anything like
The
that?
artists here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've motivated me to tap into the stuff that I just have in drawing books, you know?
Okay.
Like I got books of all this artwork that I'm like, why do I never try that? I never put that on the wall, and I know I just explained why, you know, because it's like, it was never a luxury to just paint. So now it's like, I'll look through my books and go, I'm gonna try that next time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so yeah, it's motivation because I've seen all the amazing stuff that people can pull off, and now I'm like getting to watch it be done instead of being explained. Oh yeah, I did this first and whatever. But watching it get done, it's like, oh okay, wow, like that's a lot more simple than I even imagined it, right? So, but yeah, like techniques is what I've been learning. Black has got some cool techniques, and he uses the spray tips to his advantage. Tips that I don't usually use, the ghetto blaster one. I never used that before, and I was like, I don't really like those angled tips. But yeah, the way he uses them is like, oh wow, like okay, I see what you did there. Like instead of wasting paint with another tip, trying to get the same result.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
I like that Black always likes to try to help out. It's one really cool thing I've noticed is as an artist, he takes all the forms of art he's ever learned and he uses it in that art that he's doing at that time. He doesn't limit himself.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's something that I think we could all take as a, motivation in that, don't limit yourself to your own beliefs, just push yourself past that.
For sure, yeah. And to try it's like to a lot of these guys, spray paint is new. So they're just trying to figure out that thing and apply their artwork to it. But while you're there at that stage, try all that shit. Try it all out, because it's all going to be new to you.
Is there any artist that you look up to that has motivated you in your life to go out and actually create instead of just staying at home? Is it just your friends, or is there somebody else in the world?
I don't know. It's not really like, I mean, I've got a lot of people I looked up to growing up. I guess just the way you worded that was like,
A wide question, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Yeah, I got a lot of influences for sure on my artwork and stuff.
Because I definitely heard, you say your friends gave you your name, so
Yeah.
I feel like maybe that's where a lot.
Well, there was the crew aspect, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm in ECM, and that's a pretty well-known crew here. And while I was just a baby, I was jumping in there, you know what I mean? And it's all because I wanted to do graffiti. And they didn't even want us in there, you know what I mean? Me and Minnie, we were like young fuckers, right? They're like, no, you go, if you want to paint, go do your own shit, And eventually, just as time went by, we proved ourselves, and they were like, all right, fuckers, like, you're in this then. And, and there was like a quota, you know what I mean? Like, there was no, oh, maybe, I don't feel like it today. It's like, nope, we're on our way, like, let's go. And,
With that experience, like, just like you have to paint, did you ever feel like, I get discouraged a lot, so that's why I don't really paint with a lot of individuals. That's why I kind of only paint with refill. So like, did you ever like feel pressure, or was it just like you always just said fuck it, like I had to do what I had to? Like,
nah, it never felt like pressure, I don't think. But like you say, you paint with refill only. I was painting with mini, so that was it was just like homework. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
all right, well, go do something, motherfucker. You're not just gonna claim this for no fucking reason, right? Like, go do something. So that's what we did, and then we were shown how to do it right by the big dogs. And it wasn't just like instant. Come on, we're gonna show you. It's like we were like, hey man, knocking at the door. Like, come on, let us in. Like, let us on this.
You
shit.
have to show that you want to do it, because they're not gonna come to your house and get you out off your ass. Like, you have to be doing it. I feel that.
We had to prove ourselves, and that was easy. That was cool. That's what graffiti is about, right? It's not like jumping on the train and just being on the fucking train. Like, come on now, put the work in, and however that work is, you know what I mean? Like, I was doing the dumbest shit ever, like just marking shit on holes and stuff, like I wasn't even really painting too much until the big dogs took me out and showed me this is how you do it,
Have you done like roller pieces, or is it just spray cans?
Recently I've done a couple rollers, but like I say recently, but it's been like the past like couple years I've done a few of them. But for the first time, I never did rollers before.
I did a roller once, and it's nice. It's like you can go bigger, and it feels like you can almost go quick because you're just like fill it in.
Yeah.
And then.
But it's like, I don't know, man. To me, it's like working out those layers. You know what I'm saying? Because like spray paint's got like its own set of how you put it on, and then
so with like
rollers,
this,
like it's like a little different. Yeah.
With this piece that's behind you, how did you start? Did you start with the shark? Did you start with the background?
I sketched it all on there. I sketched the shark where I wanted it. I'm pretty sure I did like the horizon and then the tree and stuff. But I left the wall, like, I think that whole sky is the buff color. And then everything else is just like, I did the ocean before I did the trees. I did the land here. This is even land. I know it looks like water, but in my head, I'm like, it's just another shade of whatever. Because I got this tree coming right out of it, but it kind of looks like water. But
that's kind of what I thought. I thought it was.
I mean, that tree could be
ocean and then like a little lake. Yeah, that's what I thought. But
because that thing could almost be on the lake here.
That's what I thought.
It gets covered here, which I'm glad, because I'll let that be up to your imagination. But originally, no, I was just wondering. But yeah, I just do it in layers, man. Like.
What? So like, I knew you did one piece like a little bit before this. It was similar colors, correct? Or was it after this?
The green one over here?
No, I thought you did another piece that was very similar to this.
I always do blue, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do a lot.
How'd you like, was it they said do a shark, or how'd you do like come up with the idea with the balloon? Cause like, I think that shit's sick.
The balloon is actually symbolism of the homies that have passed.
Okay.
I got a lot of characters that I do with like balloons carrying them, right? Like, so yeah, and I got no one for the shark. They wanted they're like, do your balloon character and shit. I was like, cool, I'm gonna do a shark though.
Okay.
So I got no one specifically for this guy. It's just, he's on a balloon. And that's like, you know, your spirit animal. I gave the homies their spirit animals, and the balloon is their wings, right? So
Yeah, I really dig that idea a lot. So like a couple questions that Daniel likes me to ask is, you know, what does Graffiti Park mean to you?
Dude, means a lot. Just being real. Like, it means, but like in a sense of like, what does it mean? Dude, it's like a fucking halfway home for us lost souls out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us graffiti kids are like just grimy, who knows what, you know, but a lot of people are just good folks and trying to paint. And then now you got a lot of these actually good artists that don't even do graffiti learning how to do it, right? So it's just a place to grow, man. And to like, yeah, just learn.
Nice. Another question that we typically like to ask is, what do you imagine Graffiti Park being? So, you know, we're in this building with all this art, but like, where do you see it growing, and what do you see it becoming?
Shoot, big old facility, like a YMCA.
I like that idea.
Swimming pool there somewhere. Shit, like, you know, I don't know, tennis courts. Nah, I'd see it being huge though. Like, we're gonna run out of schools here. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much going on here, and I feel like it's growing exponentially. I've only been here for like a year, and I can see the difference already. I came in late to this, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't like the way I've seen it grow so far. The sky's the limit, dude. Not even the limit, bro. It's like we're going out there. We got a strong team, you know?
Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything you would like to finish it off with? Anything that you would like to say to like motivate someone to, you know, pick up a can, go hit the streets, maybe come out here, check out Graffiti Park, you know, anything that you would like to close it off with?
Well, yeah, I would say come check out Graffiti Park. Like, leave the street shit for the street people, you know what I mean? Like, there's enough of us out there. I'm not trying to encourage the youth to go do illegal graffiti, because honestly, like, it's not even needed anymore, dude. If this was around when I was a kid, I would hope that I could join this way instead of the other. There's a lot of experience. There's a lot of cool stuff, but like, you know, I got dead homies I'm putting balloons on, and I don't think a lot of people need that in their life. But if you are an artist and you want to do these murals, don't be afraid to spray paint, man. There's such a variety, and there's ways to get the right outcome, you know what I mean? And you can never go wrong, because you can always layer.
It's not like a tattoo.
Yeah, you can't mess it up. If you can quit and go, I'm done, this is not what I wanted or whatever. And it's the only way I can really imagine me not liking the piece, my piece, right? Because if I don't like something, I can just fix it.
Yeah.
Can't always do that, like when it's the street spots.
No.
Yes, if you're Graffiti Park, man, you can fix whatever you need.
Well, man, I just want to say thank you for coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, cool.